going on, guys? Welcome once again to another NU upload. This time I'm bringing you round 7 of NU Open versus my good friend Kingler Numbers. This was right after my Uber's Open games, which I unfortunately lost. I got quite unlucky and I was kind of tilted during this series. I just wanted to get it done with. But it was a pretty good series. It'll be kind of long because the games were quite long in general, but it was a pretty good series in my opinion. Let's get into the games. So in this game, this is game 1. Game 1, I brought a cool team which basically utilized Rest Talk Malamar, and he brought an interesting team with Whimsicott, which is a pretty good offensive fairy, Togedemaru, which is quite good in the current meta with all these strong special attackers such as Wiccabolt and Ice Cream. It's like a pretty even matchup, I would say, but it's quite interesting. Let's just get into it. Unfortunately, he's got Xatu as well, so it'll be pretty hard for me to get rocks up. So he leads off a Seismitoad and I lead off a Sceptile. Immediately I threaten his Seismitoad, so he's got to switch out. He goes to his Xatu on my Leaf Storm, and I reveal my Life Orb, which is kind of unstandard. Also, you guys are going to see my Sceptile set is kind of interesting. I go to my Cryogonal because basically it's got pretty good matchup against everything except this Mon, but he doesn't really have a lot of ice resist anyway. So I was expecting him to go to Togedemaru this turn, but unfortunately, as you guys are going to see, he doesn't do that. He just stays in and U-turns. That was a pretty aggressive play, risking your Xatu like that, but good prediction on his part. And I go to my Sceptile again. He goes to his Emboar to get some momentum. I go into my Seismitoad this turn, and he predicts that well and clicks Superpower. Now once again I cannot click rocks, but the Xatu switcher is kind of obvious, so I knock off predicting the Xatu, and I get off a really nice chip on him, and I also remove his Rocky Helmet, which would have been quite annoying otherwise. Here he I go to my Cryogonal again and he U-turns, once again making an aggressive play, not roosting. Emboar is once again in, and you can see Emboar kind of just destroys my team. Like, not really destroys, but like my checks to it don't have any recovery, and my basic check to it is like basically whittling it down through Rocky Helmet damage, recoil damage, and maybe rocks. But unfortunately, I don't have rocks up. So my game plan was basically get Emboar out or get Togedemaru out, and either one of Cryogonal or Delphox, one of these mons, can basically just go in. So he clicks Flare Blitz, once again predicts my switch to Garbodor correctly, but I get a nice damage. I get some nice damage off of him. Here I go to my Delphox, which I think was kind of a misplay in hindsight. I didn't really calc here. I didn't think it would do 61, but I just felt like I didn't want to let Garbodor die there, even though letting it die would have been okay because Emboar would have been a very low HP percentile. So I think it was fine to let it die there, but basically, now that I go to Delphox, he has two options. Either he just stays in and Flare Blitz again, not predicting my Scarf, or just switches out, making the safe play, predicting my Scarf. And he does make the safe play and he switches out here. He goes into a Seismitoad and I Sidekick, and I get off a nice roll on him. And here I go to my Cryogonal and he predicts that well, once again gets Toxic off. Now, as you guys can see, like, I'm in a really terrible position right now. Cryogonal was my win condition, and I kind of just like let it take Toxic, so I'm in a pretty poor position right now. My main win condition still is to basically kill the Togedemaru off. And here again, since I have Cryogonal, he's threatened, so he has to. I think this turn I predicted him to definitely go to Togedemaru, and as you guys are going to see, that did work out for me. I went to my Sceptile. Now you guys are going to be wondering, why would you go to a Sceptile grass type Pokemon versus an Electric Steel, which is especially defensive? Because you guys are going to see I actually have Earthquake. So I kill off the Togedemaru, getting a huge threat off the field, and that was great for me. He goes into his Vanillux again and just revenges me. So Delphox is kind of freer because he reveals Scarf Flash Cannon. And here I kind of missed the Fire Blast, which at first I felt that was bad. As you guys are going to see, that actually ends up making him misplay because I revealed that I have Choice Scarf. So he goes into Seismitoad thinking he's gonna tank that, but he actually ends up taking 40%, and he's basically into KO range now. So he ends up sacking up the Seismitoad. Luckily, I don't miss there, and now he has to go to Emboar because that's the only Pokemon that lives. And I go to my Garbodor, sacking it, and he basically ends up dying to recoil, Rocky Helmet, and aftermath damage, which is great for me. Now, now clearly Delphox sweeps here. But I just brought it in to like see if he was gonna lead with Vanillux or something else. If he brought like Xatu, I'd probably switch out. But since he brought Vanillux, I really want to get rid of that threat, so I just switched out. And now since the Vanillux is dead, Cryogonal basically sweeps because it lives any hit and it kills everything. So I just go to Cryogonal, he Moonblasts it, and I Ice Beam, and it dies. It goes to Xatu, and the same thing happens. So that's the end of game 1. That's a pretty good game. It was interesting till the end. The EQ and Togedemaru really got him off guard, and that pretty much won me the game. On to game 2. Alright, this is game 2, and as you can see, we both have pretty interesting teams. He's using some really cool Pokemon like Lampent and actually just Lampent, and Scrafty is kind of, I've used Scrafty a lot, so Scrafty's fun. But I've got some cool sets here. Wait, what the fuck is this? I actually don't remember what this. Oh, it's called Mesh Spirit. I thought it was Azza for some reason. I always confuse myself. This is my Mesh Spirit has a really interesting set, and you guys are gonna see what it is. Overall, I feel like Scrafty was kind of threatening to my team because if it can set up DD, it can basically just kill everything. Only proper switch in I have is Golbat, which has Brave Bird on it. So let's get into the game. I'm just gonna give you guys a side note that actually no, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'll tell you at the end of the game. So yeah, let's start this game. I lead off with my Emboar because it has pretty good matchup versus almost everything. He obviously goes to his Lampent because that's the Emboar switch he has on his team. And I Toxic predicting that, and I also actually I don't reveal any other item. I can still bluff my Scarf by clicking Toxic. I switch out predicting him to either attack me or just threaten me with the Will-O-Wisp or something, or predicting my switch, but he predicts that well and he goes to his Crafty. He clicks Bulk Up, revealing that he's actually special defensive, and my Specs Draco actually does only 60%. I go to my Rotom here, he knocks off, and I reveal that I'm Z-move. Obviously that threatens him out, and he switches out to a Sceptile. I Will-Wisp here. I was kind of not sure if he was going to stay in or just switch out, so I Will-Wisp there, and now he reveals HP, either Ice or Psychic. At first I thought it was Psychic because a lot of people run Psychic to beat Garbodor as well, but it was actually Ice. And now I go to my Steelix, predicting after Steelix comes in, we both exchange rocks up. He goes to Slowbro because Slowbro seems to have good matchup versus pretty much everything except Guzzlord. And I go into my Guzzlord because usually Slowbro cannot touch this thing, but he reveals to be Toxic, which was kind of annoying to me. And he also reveals Protect to basically scout my Choice Specs move, which was kind of a perfect set in this situation for him. He obviously goes to his Steelix, and I just wanted to get a chip off, so I stayed in and I Draco'd here. Yeah, I got up a nice 40% off on him. And then here I just go to my... I think I'll go to my Mesh Spirit. Yeah, actually my objective here was just to Healing Wish because I didn't think it was so yeah, my Mesh Spirit was actually Choice Scarf, 3 attacks, Healing Wish, and I thought I would just like sack it right now because it's not really that helpful in this game. I just thought I would Healing Wish up Guzzlord and I can try to threaten him more with that. But he basically, I don't know if he predicted that, but he clicked Roar and he got me in a decent position. So once again he switches out. Here I click Superpower. I feel like I could have made an aggressive play here and predicted him to go to Slowbro and Toxic or maybe Wild Charge. That would have been really good in my favor, but unfortunately I didn't get that turn right. Obviously here I'm just gonna go to my Mesh Spirit and sack it so I can bring in Guzzlord, and luckily for me he actually protects, so now I can easily fire a hit off. He goes into his Lampent, just sacking it because it's kind of useless now apart from as an Emboar check, but since he has Slowbro at full, I think he's fine. He goes into Scrafty now, basically trying to rest up or set up on me. He actually decides to just knock off, which was kind of good for him because he knocked my Golbat's item off, and now it's just kind of weaker to Slowbro even though he doesn't have a Psychic move to attack me. He rests up now, he doesn't get the Shed Skin, sorry, and I just U-turn out from his Slowbro. Once again I'm allowed to go into my Rotom actually, because Rotom also, if you guys can see right now, he doesn't have any Rotom checks, anything, because I'm not Specs, I'm Z-move, so the only thing that can actually come in is Sceptile. So it goes into Sceptile, I click Thunderbolt here, I think. In hindsight I should have probably clicked either Z Grass move, Z Leaf Storm. I should have just clicked Leaf Storm and switched out so I could get more damage off, but it doesn't make that big of a difference because he can definitely just attack me here, and then the next time he comes in he dies to any hit anyway. So I go into my Golbat right now and I predict his Giga Drain or Grass move pretty well. Basically I knew he wouldn't HP Ice there, so I got that turn right. I get another free Roost off, and now he goes into Slowbro again, and I just stay in because I kind of realized that he probably doesn't have a Psychic move because it's called Toxic, Protect, Slack Off, and I was basically not trying to let my Guzzlord get poisoned, but unfortunately, as you guys just saw, he ends up burning my Golbat the first turn, and I didn't want that, but he got it. So eventually, I'm just gonna predict him to Scald one turn, and I'm gonna go into my Guzzlord. I'm gonna get the right pivot. I think it's this turn. I U-turn, and then he clicks Toxic. No, he clicks Scald, and I got this turn right basically. But unfortunately, he gets the Scald burn. 2 out of 2 Kinglers on a roll. I'm just kidding, but still. Now I predict him to switch to basically protect, and I can get a free pivot into Rotom. So again, he's threatened, and he goes into Scrafty here, and I finally decide to pull the trigger and he'll click Z Bloom Doom. And it actually does like only 60. That's crazy weak damage, but I got a chip off on him, which was quite cool for me, and I obviously gonna T-Bolt here because there's no point for me to click anything else. And he goes into his Golbat, just letting it, mispredicting there actually. He said that he didn't expect me to click Thunderbolt there, but I got it right, and I basically now the Golbat's dead. So he decides to keep it a sack 4. He goes to Steelix here. I just decided to get off more chip damage on Steelix because I don't really have switch-ins to it anyway. I just wanted to get rid of Steelix. I was hoping that it would get into really low range, but it just lives, and obviously he's going to preserve the Steelix because it can still be really annoying to my Golbat. So he ends up sacking the Golbat, and now he goes into his Sceptile, I think. And unfortunately, as you guys are going to see, I end up misplaying really hard here. So when he killed my Rotom, I was still on the impression that it was HP Psychic. And I did not even check that it was super effective. I skipped through the turn and I didn't realize that it did super effective damage. So I just ended up going to my Guzzlord thinking that I'm immune to this, and as you guys are going to see, Guzzlord is the only thing on my team that can actually still be Slowbro, and I make a huge choke and I let it die. This was a huge misplay on my part. I was just not thinking here. I don't know why I made that play, but disappointing turn of events from my end. But as you guys see, I'm just going to end up losing the game now because I Toxic here, he ends up killing me. And now it's just a bunch of turns of me just trying to stall him somehow and beat him, but unfortunately it's just not feasible here. So that was game 2. I lost. I choked. It was a really stupid play from my end. But I think if I was able to get a Toxic off earlier on Slowbro, I would possibly have a better chance of winning. But definitely sacking Guzzlord just ended any chance I had. So yeah, well played, Kingler. And now let's get into game 3. Alright, this is game 3. You guys have probably seen this team before. I used it versus Shake in my game 2. I really like this team a lot, and he ends up just bringing Stall. I was kind of confused why he would Stall versus me because I've actually showed him a replay of someone using the exact same team and me 6-0ing them. So I was kind of surprised that Kingler decided to Stall here. But the matchup is actually quite interesting. This was one of the harder matchups because Kingler doesn't have anything from my Vileplume. He doesn't have very good rock support because Cryogonal is the only thing I can actually get rocks off, and it's not that's easily pressured by Steelix. This mon's kind of useless in this game. Clefairy is annoying as hell. Vaporeon basically has Wish support and it annoys everything on my team. But the biggest threat is definitely Guzzlord. Guzzlord on stall teams runs Assault Vest, and the Wish support can be quite deadly. And as you guys can see, I actually have nothing that can switch into Guzzlord. So it was quite interesting. This will be a pretty long game, so watch out for that. But it was a pretty good game, I think. So starting off, obviously I led off with my Guzzlord because I actually know this team. I know all the sets because I have the team. So he's a Scald, Heal Bell, Wish Protect, Vaporeon. So I knew he wouldn't stay in here. I made a defensive play here and he went to Clefairy. I could have Sludge Bomb because Specs Guzzlord runs Sludge Bomb. The Sludge Bomb does 50 to Clefairy. But he goes into his Clefairy here. Clefairy obviously it runs Seismic Toss, Knockoff, Toxic, Soft Boiled, and I have to go to my Xatu here because I don't want anything to take Toxic. He goes into his Vaporeon again. I pivot into my Slowbro because I don't really mind a burn. I just don't want it to get Toxic. He does not get the burn, and he switches out to Guzzlord here, obviously getting a free pivot. I don't know why I switched. I guess I just wanted to like bring in Vileplume on Vaporeon, but he goes in Guzzlord, and I thought he would just attack me there, but I reveal Sleep Powder because yeah, that's standard on Vileplume, but I wanted to kind of like just immobilize the Guzzlord for a while because it's really annoying. So I just wanted to get rid of it, but I missed, and I missed my Sleep Powder on the Steelix, and as you guys see, this is gonna be the funniest revenge hacks ever. I not only do I get a chip off, but I also get FX Spore on him, which was kind of funny, but I got kind of lucky. He goes into his Guzzlord again, kind of free, and I get a really low damage, which he just shows his Assault Vest off. I go to my Emboar because it's kind of like my only switch, like except if he Dracos, I die, but if he doesn't Draco, then like I do resist Fire Blast and Dark Pulse, and the fourth move is Dragon Tail. So I go to my Emboar. He ends up predicting my superpower really well and goes into Gourgeist, once again getting another pivot. He's playing really aggressively right now, but obviously even though he knew I was Choice Scarf because he frisked it with his ability, but I knew for a fact that he wasn't staying in here. There was no reason for him staying in, so he definitely, I actually thought he would go to Guzzlord here, but I mean, if I was Kingler, I would definitely play a Guzzlord more aggressively because I have nothing for it, so he could have definitely doubled into Guzzlord there, because my switch-ins to Gourgeist are like Wild Plume, Xatu, maybe Guzzlord, so he could have definitely gone into it, but I predict his double pretty well, and he goes into his Vaporeon, and I get a decent chip off. Obviously, he's gonna Wish over here, and I go to Guzzlord once again, so I'm threatening him once again, but he scouts the move, so I Sludge Bomb, which means Steelix is free for him, so I'm obviously gonna double over here, and luckily for me, I can get my rocks up now. He goes into his Vaporeon once again. Vaporeon basically is a huge annoyance to my team because there's nothing I can do to like overhit KO him, and he just can like keep switching in and keep wishing. But over here I got a nice double, and my Guzzlord is obviously faster than his Guzzlord because he's Assault Vest, so he's gonna be min speed, and I'm not gonna be min speed. But a lot of Kingler basically got most of the turns right with between Guzzlord versus Guzzlord, where like basically where I had to click a move that would kill something and I would always mispredict. Like right now again, I thought he would like make an aggressive play because Kingler was playing really aggressively. I thought he would just like predict me to stay in and try to kill me, but he goes in Clefairy. I go to my Slowbro now. He just Seismic tosses, and I'm gonna double here because I don't want to take a Toxic, but he ends up just Seismic tossing again. He's basically it's a pretty even situation right now as well. Like it's been 20 turns and you cannot say who's winning because it's like our win conditions are still active. So right now it's basically me just trying to get something into Clefairy that threatens it out. So I get the turn right and he goes into Cryogonal here, and I just Sludge Bomb trying to get like a chip, maybe Toxic, like a poison damage off, and since he's either gonna recover here or spin, I just go to my Steelix. So he's gonna switch out now because he does not want to take a heavy slam and just die. I can definitely just click Rocks. So he brings in Guzzlord, the threat, and I have to switch out once again. Here he makes an amazing play. Actually, it was probably a misplay on my end, but it was a pretty good play. I felt like I made an aggressive play going to Guzzlord, predicting his Fire Blast, but he predicts that perfectly and he gets a turn right. And somehow my Guzzlord lives, but like him getting this much damage off on me was basically incredible for him, and now he's in a very good situation. So I was like, oops, the game is definitely fucking over now. Like I was in really negative at this turn, but I still had some win condition active. This is 16% Guzzlord that you guys are gonna see. It actually turned out to be very crucial this game. So now he just goes into his Steelix, and once again he gets another prediction right. Even though I get 50% off, but he did predict me to go to Steelix. If I Dark Pulse there or Fire Blast there, I'd kill it off. But he's been playing really well so far. Now he goes into his Vaporeon, and I predicted him to Wish over here because, like, as you guys can see, like, he's not gonna predict me to stay in because I wouldn't do that. And also, if I switch out, he gets off a free Wish on anything he wants, and I think he was looking kind of desperate to get his Guzzlord back at full. So I definitely knew he would like just Wish over here. I made an aggressive play, got the Toxic off, and now he just switches out to Guzzlord. He does not want to heal Billet. I protect actually just to scout that would he stay in or would he go to Guzzlord. Once again I scout, he Fire Blast, and this was a really lucky turn for me. Like, this was a super lucky turn for me. I dodged the Fire Blast somehow, and but he does a Toxic as well, but definitely me dodging Fire Blast was bigger because if I got a Toxic, fine. That was basically me actually making a desperate play because I just didn't know what to do at that point. Like, Guzzlord just killed everything and I didn't have any super good switch in. So I just decided that fine, I'm just going to Toxic it, I'm going to try to wear it down and see what happens from there. But him missing Fire Blast was actually bigger than me missing Toxic because he can definitely heal Bellot off, Wish, and bring it back to full. But if I cannot do that for my Steelix, so it was kind of bigger for him. But now I definitely predicted Toxic Fire Blast, and he misses once again. He's just getting really unlucky at this point, and he goes into Vaporeon here, and obviously I'm gonna predict him to switch out because he does not want to end up dying. So actually I did not predict him to switch out, but I thought he would switch out for sure, but I just stayed in, I guess, making a safe play. Now I go to my Slowbro, he goes in his Cryogonal, and I kind of misplayed again over here. Like, I was kind of desperate in this game that I just wanted to kill everything off, and I just didn't calc. I just clicked Z, Scald, and I thought it would kill, but it did 33, like, that was 0 damage. But he, for some reason, once again decides not to recover. I don't know why he makes these aggressive plays. It was a good play on him for, like, to get his Vaporeon back to back in functioning. But now his Cryogonals didn't have rocks up for the rest of the game, so that's kind of big for me. And I got rocks up. He just continues to wish and basically continue to be an annoyance. And I'm just confused on like what I can do to break the Vaporeon plus Guzzlord core. Having rocks up definitely helps, but I'm just trying to like weaken it as much as I can so he can stop being an annoyance. Here, I don't know. I felt like he was misplaying here because he was just wasting wishes. I guess he was PP stalling me in a way, but he was just like wasting wishes in my eyes. And he made some really aggressive plays. Like this turn over here, like it was pretty crazy. He just went into Steelix just to get just to pivot into Guzzlord the next turn, but he risked the Steelix. Like these were some really sick plays. I don't know if they were sick or like foolhardy, but he got them right, so good on him. I just stay in trying to get a poison, but I haven't got a poison or a burn yet. And he Fire Blast, and now he has 2 Fire Blasts left, so I just stayed in because I wanted that. I calced, and Dark Pulse and Fire Blast both did not kill my Guzzlord at this percent, no matter what happened, unless a crit. So I made an aggressive play and I went to Guzzlord because I wanted to threaten something out and basically force him to sack something. Because even my Guzzlord, if I get one prediction right, something dies for sure. I got lucky. He missed another Fire Blast, and now he has only 1 Fire Blast left. So I did get lucky, but he has to switch out here. And once again, like, okay, I just realized like how many times did I have a chance to kill a Steelix, but I always failed. He somehow like always risked Steelix, but he never. I always just failed to kill it. Yeah, good on him. He got a prediction right again, and I go to my Xatu here. Makes a good double, good read. Goes to Vaporeon. I'm forced to go to Wild Plume now because I want to get it back to full health, and this basically ensures that he can get his Guzzlord at full, Steelix at full. Sorry, my bad. Without a problem. So basically, he ends up getting it to full. It was kind of embarrassing, to be honest. I'm just realizing like I had so many chances I could have honestly just finished them off, but I played too passively, I guess. But yeah, I'm just trying to get like a poison or something on Vaporeon to try to annoy it more so he can like drain out his wish PPs faster. But that's really not happening for me right now, and I'm losing my PP actually. Even though he's just like, I don't know, I felt like he was wasting like right over here. He was just wasting turns just doing this, but now he's able to get his Guzzlord back at full, and I'm once again in a kind of poor position. I'm just trying to get a poison off so I can annoy him more. And since I'm Synthesis, I have 8 PP, so there's only that many times I can actually recover the damage from Dark Pulse off. So I just synthesize once, and he Dark Pulses again, and I think I switch out here. Here, I think I'm pretty sure I got my Guzzlord. Or no, did I? Oh no. He makes another good prediction here. I don't know how he made that play, but he Dragon Tailed on my predicted switch. Kind of cool from him, but maybe he was just trying to like get the Wild Plume off, but I don't know. Somehow it conveniently happened when I switched to my Emboar. So I get my Guzzlord here. He obviously has to switch, and I finally get a turn right now, and I predict him to go to Clefairy. And going to my Slowbro here, he has to switch out because he doesn't want to let it get damaged. And he goes in his Clefairy here. I basically Scald crit him. Now the thing is, my Slowbro is faster than his Clefairy, so like that did matter. Like the crit did matter, but he would just basically sack it some other turn. So he would possibly have like a sat fodder for a bit, but I did get lucky there. I kind of got luck in my favor this game, I would say. Once again, I finally end up using the 16% on my Guzzlord and make use of it. So I go to my Guzzlord and I live, getting a nice pivot. So he's forced to basically sack his. Oh, he goes to Steelix here. I'm surprised. I thought he would just sack the Cryogonal, but he always risks the Steelix, man. Like that's crazy. Every single time he risks the Steelix, but he always got it right. All right, so. Okay, I guess he was just like really trying to like wake up and get rocks. And he's at 30% again. Obviously he's gonna switch here because he doesn't want to let Steelix die. I think he was just trying to get rocks up on my aggressive plays, but he couldn't do that. He goes to Vaporeon here, just once again trying to be a nuisance and be annoying with Wish Protect. So basically the core of Vaporeon and Guzzlord is just not dying. And I'm now basically I'm at that point where I don't have any switch-ins, and I have to sack something every turn it comes in. Guzzlord cannot come in anymore. Steelix basically dies. Here I just thought I would just like go to Steelix here and to make him like waste another wish, but it didn't happen. He just switches out, he goes to Guzzlord, and I finally decided that I'm tired of this. I'm just gonna Toxic here, because I have to just like put Guzzlord on a timer, otherwise I'm just never gonna win. So luckily I was able to do that, and I got the Toxic off, and now I can go to my Vileplume, because Vileplume does Wall-less if with Toxic up. So I just started synthesizing, and I think he goes to Vaporeon now. So, but yeah, I did predict the Vaporeon actually, because I clicked Giga Drain, and that was good for me. Here I made a misplay. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I swear I was really tilted before the series, so that's why I made some really whack plays in the middle. I just thought I was like gonna go to Guzzlord and scare him out, but I forgot that I was slower. It was just a stupid play, and he ended up actually just getting up to a better health percentile and making sure that I just lose more PP. So yeah, there were some really minor misplays on my end, and I don't usually misplay a lot, but today was just like I was really tilted, honestly. So once again he's back to full, and I think I wish I could see how many wishes he has, but right now he's at like seven I would say, or 9. I think 7 is the better call, but I'm pretty sure it's 7. And I think he's at 6 now, and he basically decides to switch out to Guzzlord. And I thought I would get like a burn, maybe to sort of like annoy him a bit. And I just Scald over here. He's faster than me, kind of annoying. But I clicked Scald. I was trying to get a burn. I got a crit, but I didn't get a burn. I don't know why I'm complaining about that, but yeah, no, I'm not complaining. But yeah, I just decided like just annoy him a bit. I just Scald, waste some turns, even though it's quite risky, because if he flinches me or if he crits me, I'm dead, and that's huge for him, because Slowbro is actually my win condition. If Guzzlord dies, Slowbro wins. So I just decided to like fish for another burn, and I didn't get it. So like I said earlier, I have to sack a Pokemon. So I decided to sack Xatu, because Xatu was the least useful on my team. Now I'm going to threaten him out. He also has to sack every time my Guzzlord comes in, but I cannot bring it in as much as he can. So he ends up sacking Gourgeist. Now, basically, the game is really interesting, because Vaporeon has limited PP. I have limited switches to Guzzlord. Slowbro was at low percentile. This is almost dead. Emboar was at like 50. Steelix basically is useless, and Vileplume is the only thing that can actually beat everything, but I don't know if you guys saw, but Vileplume has like 5 PP on Sludge Bomb and Giga Drain. It's basically kind of useless at very soon. So he goes into his Vaporeon. I'm once again getting a free wish off. So I just go to my Slowbro, trying to pressure him, but I was actually kind of useless, because I just want to get a burn off. I click Calm Mind, because actually I can live Dark Pulse after a Calm Mind, so I just try to get burn off. Unfortunately I get flinched, no big deal. I sack my Steelix now. Actually I don't stack my Steelix, because he predicts me to go to Emboar, and I somehow I didn't predict him to Draco, but I just got the turn right. I just want to sack it, but lucky for me he Dracos now, so I have a sack in Steelix now still remaining, so that I can still if he brings in Guzzlord one more time, I can just sack Steelix, and I can bring in my own Guzzlord and kill something off. So kind of good for me. Obviously I got a Vileplume here, because now Vileplume can hard wall him forever. He goes into his Vaporeon. I go for Giga Drain here, because I want to get damage off. So now he's forced to stay in and base another turn of Wish. So it's looking kind of interesting, how it's working. I click Sleep Powder, because obviously I don't want to waste my PP of Giga Drain or Sludge Bomb. It's just an interesting situation here, because he can still wish a few more times, and it just comes down to who is able to threaten the other and how fast it is. But like I said earlier, like the Steelix, like you can see how annoying it is right now. It's at 23%, like 30%, but it's so annoying, because if he had like one less Pokemon, I would be in such a good position. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get the turn right earlier on in the game, and I'm just gonna try to like force him to wish a few more times, so just burn his PP out, and I think eventually it goes out to Guzzlord. I don't quite remember anymore. I think I got the poison here. Yep, I got it. I got the poison here, which was kind of good for me. I finally got it. Basically annoying him a bit, and he gets another, like, again, he just somehow always manages to get the prediction right. I guess I was just really like cautious at clicking Giga Drain, because I had like a few PP left, and I just didn't want to waste it. I think I had like 2 or 3 left right now, and I just ended up Sleep Powdering him. And then at this point I realized that, oh wait, Steelix is at full, Vileplume cannot beat it anymore, and I'm kind of screwed right now. So I just like chip him off here for no reason. I waste another PP. Some of these turns just made no sense. I'm sorry. This could have been a much better series if I just didn't misplay in the middle. But yeah, I go to my Guzzlord here obviously because I know if he wakes up, he's gonna click rocks instantly. But luckily he didn't wake up, so I did get kind of lucky this series. But he didn't wake up, which means I can basically get damage off. But again, he makes another amazing play. Goes out of Guzzlord, predicting my Fire Blast and basically guaranteeing that I have to sack something now. So I mean, he just played really well this game, but I don't know. I forgot that he doubled here. He doubled here, and I don't have. Basically, if I click EQ, he can rocks up. So I go back into my Guzzlord now. He wakes up and he rocks. So this means it's the last turn Guzzlord can stay in. And I Dark Pulse here because it was a mid-ground play. I was honestly 100% sure he wouldn't go to Guzzlord, but he did go to Guzzlord. So that was kind of a misplay on him because he needed to like wish up the Guzzlord to have a chance to win. But now that he's at 18%, I can just click Dark Pulse again, and even if he kills me, he dies to rocks the next time he comes in. So that means Slowbro 100% wins. So he basically kind of like decided that there was no way for him to win, and I finally just sealed the victory. And I get a flinch here, does not matter. It was just like kind of insult to injury, but it did not matter. He obviously goes to Vaporeon, tries to kill me, and the last few turns are just him just trying to like somehow beat my Slowbro, but it didn't happen in that one. So that was the series versus Kingler. There was some pretty good games. I think game one was pretty good. Definitely, I don't wish to misplay this much in my series. This was just I guess I was just having a bad day, but I guarantee that this won't happen again. Next round is top 8 quarterfinals, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll let you guys know whenever that goes down. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments, and peace.